1500-ish.
Oh, no pressure.
No pressure. No pressure at all. The chat
Just really quick.
starts out. I can't even read the chat when it starts out. It flies by so fast.
Yeah. I understand. So you're streaming on YouTube then?
Yeah, it started up. Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello! You guys have been asking me to look at these videos for a while about these canines attacking people, so that's what we're going to take a look at today. Alright, looks like I'm just streaming to YouTube and not Facebook. So, yeah, 401's here with me. 401. I don't know if you wanted to bring up the chat and look at the chat too.
Yeah, I'm logging in right now.
Sweet, I started the stream. But guys, I'm joined by Officer 401 in the bottom left-hand corner there. And
Hello.
we are going to talk about those canine videos that everyone keeps sending me and asking me to take a look at and asking why that mean old dog is biting that man on the ground, that poor man in handcuffs. And I actually have the video that of the events leading up to that, and if you use your noggin and look at the story, you can see that guy wasn't being so nice in the first place. Let's see. Can Officer 401 see the chat? Do you see it there, 401?
Yeah, there we go. I got it now.
All right, 401 can see the chat. Why is he in a hotel? Do you want to tell him?
Yeah, I'm actually in Forsyth, Georgia right now. I'm here for some training. I'll just kind of leave it at that.
All right. Officer 401, I added you on Xbox.
Yeah, I'm trying not to give too much away. Like, I'm waiting for somebody to start knocking on my doors.
Right. All right. Would I be upset if you mailed me several pounds of meat products? That wouldn't be the best. 401, did I ever tell you about the guy that mailed me a hot dog? Did I tell you that story?
No.
Someone, his name is Unicron Butter, and he's been a follower of mine for a long time now, but he accidentally heard my address one night on stream. I thought I had the stream muted, and it was when I was only getting like maybe 50, 60 people in my streams. And so he sends me a hot dog in a paper envelope, like a fully cooked hot dog. And it was like all rotting and nasty by the time I got here. I think he lives in California. But it was pretty...
At least he didn't send you a dick.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Let me mail you my pet snail? That wouldn't be good. All right, so the reason that I have 401 on here, not only because he's a great dude with a great YouTube channel, it's because he was a canine officer, and I never was. And he knows way more about that shit than I do. Oh, and he was a police officer for a lot longer than I was. Could we hear about your background a little bit there, 401?
I've been a cop. March will be 10 years. I've been a cop, and most of my career has kind of been split up into 2-year segments. So my first 2 years, I started as a regular patrol officer. Second 2 years, so 4 years. The next 2 years was spent as a traffic enforcement, and then they created this squad called the Aggressive Patrol Squad. Because pretty much the entire city jurisdiction that I worked was like low-income housing and projects and stuff. So we have a lot of crime, we have a lot of issues. So they formed this Aggressive Patrol Squad, and basically it was me and my partner, and we didn't answer calls. All we did was hit the high crime, high drug areas, trying to get drugs and everything else. So I was more worried with the physical violence than I was drug stuff, but each their own. And then after that, that's when I got promoted to street supervisor, and I was given a canine. So I went to North Carolina for training, and I did that for 2 years and switched departments. And unfortunately, I lost my canine. He's with a really good handler now. I do miss him. And that's kind of where we're at now. I've been on patrol. I was on patrol for a little over a year, and then now I'm in criminal investigations. And that's where we're at.
Sweet, man. What was your canine's name?
I don't want to give that away.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. All right. So, you had. I mean, could you tell us like approximately like how many apprehensions you might have had with the canine? Like, did you get into a lot of action with him?
Believe it or not, man, he only had one apprehension.
Okay.
In 2 years.
Wow.
Most people, whenever they saw him, like they were done. You know what I mean? Like you could point your gun like right at their face, and they would laugh at you. Mm-hmm. But if you get that dog out of the car, all right, man, I'm done.
Yeah, most people just give up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, I've seen that too, especially when it gets to barking a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I don't know to this day. I have no idea how. He knew who the bad guy was, and I never trained him on uniforms or whatever. I don't know, man. He was a really smart dog.
Okay, cool, man.
So
my experience with canines is I was on a canine tracking team. So, the people that just watch the canine handlers back while they track burglaries and things like that, make sure they don't get shot in the back. So that's pretty much my experience with canines. Did a lot of training with them, got bit a lot. I was always in the suit. Yeah, had one bite.
In the suit.
It does. We had a new canine, and we were kind of like on the fence about like whether it was going to be able to work with us or not, and it bit me right on my chode one time. We were doing it where I was running away from it, and it came up underneath me, and even though I had the bite suit on, it got me right on the chode, and it didn't feel great at all. Hot dogs are my favorite. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Thank you. Somebody just donated and said hot dogs are my favorite. I appreciate that. But yeah, we're gonna look. 401. I know 401 too. We're gonna take a look at some of these incidents that you guys have been sending me. We have the one in San Diego where the guy's getting let me go ahead and put this up on screen, 401, and I'm going to read you some of these headlines. The headlines.
Okay, do you want me on the website or on YouTube?
The website where we're going to watch the same videos.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll look at that in a minute. I'm just going to read you some of these headlines. I got these up on screen, guys. Police dog goes berserk, mauls unarmed, handcuffed black suspect. So they have, and that's rolling out. I don't even know what rolling out is, but if you search for police dog unarmed, that's what comes up. Police dog goes berserk and just mauls the unarmed, handcuffed black suspect. And that's all they've been playing on Facebook in the video. It's just the seconds after they have him in handcuffs, the dog's already hit him, when he wasn't in handcuffs, but everyone's looping that video where he's already in handcuffs and the dog's biting him. And let's see. Viral post shows shocking video of man getting attacked by police. San Diego cops allow dog to bite handcuffed black man. So those are the headlines that's going along with that video. And that
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, if you want to look at the stream, or I'm going to send you the link to this also. Here, I'm going to send you the link. Don't worry, I'm not giving out your information. Hold on just a second, guys. There's a lot of windows I'm having to fiddle around with here on OBS.
While you're doing that, let me get a refill on this delicious bourbon. I'll be right back.
401's got some bourbon. All right, so let's take a look at this video real quick. It was posted by Police Brutality. It was posted by Angel Nunez on Facebook. And this is what happens. This isn't the viral video, right? It's got Jim Beam Vanilla. This isn't the one that got viral, that went viral and got millions of views. This video right here only got about 18,000 views. And it's what happens leading up to the guy acting a fool and being a shit to the police. And here we'll read the news report on exactly what he was doing after this. But here's what happened. All right, so see, he's clearly not in handcuffs when the dog hit him. See that? He wants to comply. Do what?
I'm on that website. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, this is the Facebook video that I can't share between us. This is the one I was telling everyone. This is the one that didn't go viral. It's where the dog hits him before he's in handcuffs. And he gives up right when the dog gets on his arm. And I sent you the link to that on Facebook. The dog tore him up. I don't think it really tore him up. He had a few puncture wounds, but it didn't tear him up. It's not as bad as looking at it is, but me and 401 are going to take a look at it here in a second, the viral video. So hold on. I'm gonna do that, put that up on the website of where we can watch it together there, 401.
Cool.
All right, hold on. I paused it. Let me get the window up. Sorry, guys. It's taking me a second to get all these windows up and going. It's a pain in the ass.
That is cool as hell. I had no idea about this website.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. All right, let me make it big for you guys, because me and 401, we're on the we're on watchtogether.com where we can watch the video together at the same time, and either one of us can fool around with it. All right, you looking at the video? Here's the one that everyone's going crazy about and sending me messages about. Here we go.
All right, got it.
All right, so that's pretty much the extent of it. What that was 20-ish, 20 plus seconds. The dog was on the guy,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was after the video that we just watched of when the dog was actually hitting the guy. And let me have you looked at the background at this at all? 401.
No, no,
Okay.
I really don't know much about it.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring up my handy dandy news article. This is from the San Diego Union Tribune. It says the canine officer was sent to 8th Street near 6th Avenue about 4 p.m. Sunday after a number of people called 911 about a man behaving erratically. Witnesses told police the man was running in and out of traffic, jumping on cars, trying to pull stop signs from the ground, and challenging passerbys to fights. He is also accused of punching a cab driver and trying to steal a motorcycle. When the officer first approached, the man started moving toward him and threatening to fight. The officer repeatedly told the man to stop or the dog would be released. And that's when video started. So, I mean, what do you think about that video we just watched?
I think the media is always going to misconstrue our job, and I don't know. Being former canine, the thing that people have to realize is that I mean, it's an obvious statement, but with the comments that those people were making in the background, they make it seem like a dog that's on an attack. I mean, it's on a bite, is supposed to just let go and pretend nothing happened.
Yeah.
When it's just given one word, and that's not the way it works. When a dog is in that prey drive, when they get a bite, they don't want to let go of it. Mm-hmm. So, I've seen level 3 PSA dogs that don't let go of a bite immediately. And those are dogs that are basically just for show. I mean, these are dogs that are very disciplined. And the majority of police canines are nowhere near a PSA level 3 dog. So if a level 3 dog is not about to let go of somebody on a bite, there's damn sure no way that a police dog is going to. Yeah. Now, I do think that he needs to have better control over that dog, because it did take him a while to get that dog off of the guy. But if I were looking at the situation as a supervisor and having canine experience, I would not discipline that officer. That's just me.
Yeah.
The dog did what he was supposed to do, and it took a little longer than expected to pull him off the guy. I'd be more concerned with what the guy did to get bit in the first place.
Yeah. And from what the article says is that he conformed to policy. That's completely within their policy. And there were some bite wounds. I'm not going to bring up the pictures right now, but you guys can look them up. And I mean, it's not too bad. He had some puncture wounds. If the dog was holding on to him, you're gonna get hurt a little bit. But as the article said, this is after he was trying to rip stop signs out of the ground, after he was trying to fight people, after he punched a cab driver and tried to steal a motorcycle. And the officer told him several times, "Hey, stop doing that." And I mean, that's what happened, man. But it was within policy, and everyone's been sharing this video. I've seen so many people on Twitter saying, "Well, look at that racist dog." People are calling the dog a racist.
People are always going to come up with some stupid ass excuse.
Yeah, but yeah. Let's look at the video. Let's look at the video one more time for any more of you people jumping in here. This is the one that went viral, not the one I showed you before of the dog actually biting the guy. Because there's so many people that looked at this video and they're like, "Oh, so the guy's in handcuffs and then they sick the dog on him." That's what a lot of people are thinking, because that's what a lot of people are saying. Like media takeout and giant Facebooks like that are saying, "Oh, he sicked the dog on him," of course, after he was in handcuffs. So what was he doing there to get the dog off?
All right, there's a couple things I'm saying. First of all, he's trying to get the dog off by using a technique that pretty much everybody with a canine that's apprehension is trained to do, and that is you're supposed to straddle. And here's where animal activists get all like pissed off and shit like that. When you are training to have an apprehension dog, you are basically trained to straddle the dog's neck and pull on the collar, but keep their neck tucked between your legs. So you're trying to keep their neck in the same spot, and you're trying to pull up at the same time. So yeah, basically you are choking the dog, but you're trying to get them to let go of the bite. If this handler was not doing that, if he was just kind of standing off to the side and maybe he was giving the dog some commands or whatever, then it would totally be believable that he was just letting the dog tear this guy apart. But the fact that he was straddling that dog, I have seen canine handlers pick their dogs completely up off the ground by their collars, trying to get them off the bite. So the fact that he was able to do that without bringing the dog completely off the ground, I gotta give him points on that because it's hard to do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this video has been the buzz on the internet lately. Like everyone in chat saying, it's a racist canine. It's the damn bigoted canines. Anybody have any questions? Do what?
I thought dogs were colorblind.
Yeah, right. Anyone have any questions for 401 before we move on to something else? Police need lions. What about velociraptors? Why don't we just do like they did in Jurassic Park and bring back velociraptors?
Here's 401 is fucking T-Rex.
Yeah, right. Do you think all those people screaming up the tendency of the dog to keep biting? Do you think that might have affected it at all? The people screaming on the sidelines?
No. Yeah. I think it was the adrenaline that the dog already had from getting a bite to begin with.
Yeah. Because I mean, I was talking to them. We showed this clip a little bit last week on one of my Leo recaps, and I was telling them that's what these dogs live for. Like they love it. They love it so much getting a bite. What other techniques could and should he have used? Asks Simer.
God, that's a tough question. Again, man, like I hate to say it, but like canine training when it comes to police stuff it's not pretty. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I love animals. I really do. I love dogs. But the thing that people need to realize is that police canines are not normal dogs. They are very close to wolf status. So you have to be aggressive with them. You have to be physical with them. Whether you're disciplining them or you're loving on them, you have to be kind of rough, you know? And as far as other techniques, honestly, I'm not sure people want to hear the other techniques that I've seen used, man. I mean, I've seen dogs get just straight whacked. You know, they'll whack them in the hindquarters or whatever. The webbing that connects like their stomach area to the back, their like back leg. That's how they get them wound up. Sometimes is they'll take a finger and they'll just like pluck that webbing, and I guess it hurts like a motherfucker because it always every time. Hold on one second. I got pizza.
Okay, 401's getting pizza. Let's see. I'll answer some questions. How do dead bodies smell? Very bad. Hold on, guys. I'm going through the questions. Bring up some intense shootings. We can't be on here forever tonight. I'm sure we'll get 401 on here again to hang out with us. But we were just going to talk about the dogs tonight. Police raptor. We do need police raptors. The SEALs used to talk about that, like cloning or pulling the DNA out of the mosquitoes and bringing back velociraptors and armor plating them. And you know how they pulled the raptor cage up to put them in their new enclosure and it sucked the guy inside. Like just take one of those raptor cages and put it up to a cave in Afghanistan where a bunch of terrorists are hiding, and just release the raptors inside of it. Let's see, Donut, will you adopt me? Wish I could, buddy. Wish I could. They should have thrown some avocados at him. You're right.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. I'm reading through some of these questions. Some of them are a bit silly. Police tactical dildo cannons need to be a thing. Kind of like a 40 mic round, but it has a dildo in it, just so you embarrass them at the same time. Oh my God, look at that!
I know you want some.
I do.
Want to lick my pepperoni?
Oh, you heard it here, boys. How long was 401 Canine? You said 2 years, right?
Yeah, about 2 years.
How often do canines get killed? I don't think it's too often.
No, I think most people are too scared of them.
Yeah. When are we going to do a face reveal? You I still haven't put the face reveal I had you do on video up anywhere. I'm trying to
I
decide
hate
what
that.
to.
I hate that so much.
It's so
I am
funny.
regretting the day we released that.
All right, I'm not gonna spoil it too much for
No,
everyone. This 401 being detained by that pizza and whiskey. It looks like.
no.
Let's see. Would you have done anything differently in that situation with the dog?
Really, I don't think it was. I don't think it was him. I think it was the dog. I think the dog needs more training. Maybe I would work on recalls more. For those of you that aren't familiar with recalls, it's basically if I send my dog for a bite, I should be able to yell a command. It stops dead in its track and it comes back to me, circles around, and sits next to me. And that is one of the hardest things for a dog to train on because that prey drive is so strong.
Yeah.
So, like one time we had a guy, his dog would not respond to recalls for whatever reason. So they had two leashes that they attached to him, one short one that he was holding on to, and then a 50-foot one. Well, he released the dog. He started giving the command for callback, and the dog wouldn't do it. So once the dog got to the end of the long one, there was one very big guy on one end, and he yanked the leash so hard that the dog did like two somersaults in the air
Mm-hmm.
and hit its head. So needless to say, he listened the next time he was giving the command.
Yeah.
The training's not pretty, man. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard. Let's see. What do you think about Oh shit, what's it called? When you I don't alpha something where you hold it down and you let it know you're the boss. What's that technique called? I'm trying to think of what it is. Where you slam it and then you lay on top of it and you don't let it get up. I can't think of what the technique's called. Chat's gonna have to help me out with this one.
Sounds like rape.
Yeah, I mean that too. What's the best part of being a canine officer? Ryan Delory asks.
I think the best part is the dog is like the best partner you can ever have. I mean, he lets you know anytime anybody's anywhere near your car,
Mm-hmm.
so nobody can sneak up on you. I don't know. He's more loyal than any person will be. And somebody had a good analogy once, and they said, a canine for an officer is just a tool,
Yeah.
and the whole point of having a canine is only to give the officer 2 or 3 extra seconds to fire off his pistol. That's it. And what hit me most was when they said, and the dog wouldn't have it any other way. Because that dog loves you more than anything else on earth, and it's willing to give up its life just so you do have that extra couple of seconds. And it's hard to fathom that until you become canine.
Sweet. Let's see. Organ donor says my brother is a dog handler in training. Awesome, man. Let's see. We watched the video circulating involving the U.S. Marshal Service and the use of the Canine. I was going to bring that video up, but I could not find it on YouTube. So if someone wants to find that link and send it to me, and I say only YouTube because we're using watchtogether.com, where 401 and I can watch the same videos at the same time. Let's see. What else? Donut operator. Yeah, donut operator is gonna like 401's pepperoni. Okay. Face reveal inbound. Nope, never doing a face reveal. Can I buy into the 401 K9 plan?
I do wish I had another canine right now.
Do you think you'll ever be in a position to like get another one, or you'll ever be able to put in for one?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could put in for it, but I don't know. Not as a detective,
Yeah.
I'd have to go back to the road.
Gotcha. I'm going to walk away for just 1 second. If you want to answer some of the questions, I got to plug my phone in real quick.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's see. I'm going to try to answer some of the questions you guys have. I've seen a couple of good ones. I can't remember what they are. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. "401, are you at the secret Georgia police school this week?" Yes, I am. Can you tell us a funny story having to do with K9? Hitman 6205. Yeah, I I had my canine, and we have a bar here locally that was notorious for having fights and shootings and stabbings every Friday and Saturday night. So every Friday and Saturday night, this is part of when I was on that aggressive patrol squad. Um, every Thursday and Friday night, I'm sorry, Friday and Saturday night, the whole shift would go to this bar, and we would be lining up like a bunch of wolves in the parking lot. And we weren't there for DUIs. That's just it. None of us were there for DUIs. We were there because somebody was going to get shot, punched, whatever. So one night, patrol makes an arrest. It's a female. They put her in the back of the car. Well, this guy comes over and he's trying to talk to her because the window is cracked. And he's trying to talk to her through the window. And one of the officers was like, dude, I need you to step back. And the guy just kind of brushes him off. So he keeps talking to the girl through the window. And the officer said, sir, I told you to step back. And he waves him off again. So finally the officer goes up there and he puts his hand on the guy's shoulder and he's like, I told you to step back. And the guy's like, man, don't fucking touch me. So before that situation escalated to probably him getting tased and tackled, I went to my car and I told him, I was like, hold on one second, bro. I got something for you. So I went back to my car. I got my canine out. And as soon as he saw my dog, he didn't say anything. He didn't show any facial expressions. He just turned and went straight back into the club with no hesitation whatsoever. It was the best thing ever. I will never forget that.
Oh, nice. I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right. What else we got? You're telling a story about a guy that took a look at the canine and just said, nope, not doing this.
Yeah, no, he wanted no part of that. And it's funny, my coworker, he yelled out at him. He's like, yeah, it's funny how that canine will turn a thug into a bitch real quick.
Oh, man. What's the grossest, dumbest thing you've seen an arrested person do in the back of a cruiser? I've personally seen vomit, diarrhea, pretty much. I mean, any body fluid. I'm sure 401's seen the same kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What is your view on What is your view on, I think they said bulletproof vests on the canines?
I mean, I think it's a good idea. Don't get me wrong. I mean, any protection you could have on a canine is good, but I don't know. I think it's kind of a waste of money, I guess. I don't know. Because, I mean, really, if a dog is charging at a suspect and the suspect is shooting, the chances of the suspect hitting the dog's head are great. Yeah. So, I don't know. Any little protection for the dog is good. So, I'm not going to say no against it.
Yeah, I've seen people adopting some of the stab-proof vests for dogs because I know a lot of canines die from stab wounds, and I've seen departments adopting that. I think it's cheaper than the actual, getting them bulletproof vests. But
right.
Let's see. How many cans of Pepsi does it take to stop a riot? Oh, man. 40 Mike dildos. Yep. I'm telling you, we're going to make a round. It's going to be a dildo inside of a 40 Mike shell. And that's what they're going to use at riots because it's going to humiliate people on top of making them stop.
But make them sticky so they stick to everybody's forehead.
Is Officer 401 getting a bike? He talked about it before.
Yeah, I thought about that, and I think I'm going to hold off for a while. I've got some other bills and stuff I've got to pay because real life sucks.
Yeah. How long is a canine in training for? That's a good question.
That is a good question. It really depends on the school that you go to. The one I went to was for a month. It was 6 hours away from where I lived, and you went home on the weekends. So basically Friday afternoon, I would drive for 6 hours and then again on Sunday to come back up. But it was awesome. It was a month, but it was very rigorous, man. It was very little time were you ever sitting down. I think the first 2 or 3 days you were in class and you were learning about positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, just learning the different aspects of it. But the whole rest of the time you're out in the field training.
Sweet. How long is your dog in training before you get to train with it?
That's an even better question, honestly. So usually whenever we get the dogs are brought in by private companies, and these private companies send specialists that know what they're looking for. to go overseas to like the Netherlands and stuff like that, and they hand select these dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They bring them back, and then they train them anywhere from like a year to 2 years before we ever even see them. And then once the dog is fully trained in apprehension or drugs, whatever area they're trained in, that's when they're put kind of on the market as available. So then they call the police department and they're like, "Hey, we got these 3 brand new dogs." When really those dogs have been there for the past year and a half, training and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. What someone asked, is there an age that canines retire?
No, there's no age. Most of the time, a canine is going to retire based on its like physical. Like if it's getting too old and it gets hip dysplasia or something like that. If it gets to the point where it can't work anymore, then they'll go ahead and retire the dog. And usually, whenever they retire it, the handler gets to keep it after that.
Sweet. Let's see. Are all let's see. Are all around canines like drug detection, biting, tracking more common than specialized canines tracking only? From what I've seen, most canines do all that. But I have seen bloodhounds, like specialized tracking bloodhounds before.
Yeah, I mean, there's different like certifications, I guess.
Yeah.
Most dogs that are trained to bite are also trained to track, because tracking and biting together are apprehension.
Yeah.
And that's usually what they call them. They don't call them bite dogs. They don't call them tracking dogs. They call it apprehension dogs. And so both of those kind of fall into the same category.
Gotcha. Will canines get euthanized if they don't bite, or if they don't let go of a bite quick enough?
No.
No. I think if it keeps happening, you keep training it, but if it keeps happening, then it just gets decommissioned as a canine, doesn't it?
Yeah, they won't use it on the road anymore. They'll sell it to somebody at home.
Let's see. What breed was 401's dog?
My dog, that's a good question. Mine was a Dutch Shepherd. So my dog basically had the energy of a Belgian Malinois, but it looked like a German Shepherd. He was gorgeous.
Sweet. What? Let's see. What? Nope. Body cams for canines? I don't know if I've ever seen that. Have you ever seen that before?
Yeah, I've seen people strap a GoPro on them, but dude, it's way too shaky.
Yeah.
If they had like some sort of camera stabilizer for a canine, that would be an awesome shot.
Heck yeah. Let's see. William Johnson asks, "What do you think makes the best canine? Like what breed?"
Ooh, that's a good question. Honestly, it's not really the breed; it's the handler. Because like Belgian Malinois, man, like they're notorious for having a ridiculous amount of energy. And if you're not willing to invest like 2 or 3 hours a day in training them, you're not going to be an effective handler. But then there's other dogs where they only need like 15 or 20 minutes a day, and they're just kind of mild mannered and stuff like that. So I think it depends more on the handler.
Gotcha. Weo asks, "What eventually happened to your canine?"
The department I was at, I ended up leaving, so I had to give him up to somebody else, and so he's with a new handler now.
Gotcha. Hold on, I'm looking through these questions. All right. Check your okay. Oh, you got the U.S. Marshals video?
Nice.
Sweet. I'll check it.
Helping you out and a donation. That's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. Let me see if I can bring that up real quick. Hold on. You sent it to me. Sorry, guys. I want to show 401 this video too, so give me a second. 401, if you see anything you want to answer, then go right ahead, dude.
Okay.
Oh, why the hell? You know what? I should have looked at police activity. Of course, this video is going to be on police activity. If you guys wonder where I get a lot of the videos I talk about, it's the YouTube channel Police Activity. They are super quick about getting police incidents up. The videos released like the day that they're released from the department. All right. I'm going to put this. All right, let me read the background for this real quick, guys, because I don't even know the background. You guys have just been sending me this video all week. A jailed fugitive who engaged Washoe, I can't pronounce shit. Sheriff's deputies in a high-speed chase earlier this year has filed a federal lawsuit against the deputies claiming they used excessive force by sicking a dog on him after he surrendered. Eugenio Enrique Corona's lawyer said that their client has stopped running and knelt on the ground with his hands on his head when Deputy Jason Wood released his police dog, Ronnie. The lawsuit states Wood commanded Ronnie to get that bad guy before the dog latched onto Corona's arm. Washoe County Sheriff spokesman Bob Harmon said he could not comment on the lawsuit. Okay, it says that, but it doesn't say anything about what actually led up to it. So it was a high-speed chase. We know that much. And then it goes into the video that we're about to watch. 401, or are you looking at this? Let me bring it up on stream.
Go ahead. I'm on it.
Okay, hold on just a second. Let me bring it up. And then I think this is going to be the last video we're going to take a look at.
Okay.
Because
take your super chats whenever you get a chance.
Okay. this Officer 401 guy donated and said, "I love donuts whole." Oh yeah, they were asking earlier, what's your favorite donut?
Now they know.
Hey. Police brutality. All right, that's my follower sound. When someone follows me, it's this annoying chick in this video we watched last week who thinks she knows what she's talking about, going police brutality. She's like hammered drunk. They're arresting her friend. And she starts going police brutality. So we took that audio clip, and every time someone follows, this is what plays. All right. Here goes the video that they're suing the sheriff's department over. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm going to stop it there. So, all right, so it was a high-speed chase. Looks like the guy might have got out of his car. There's him sitting there on his knees with his hands behind his head. And... oh, yeah, he popped the door on his SUV.
Get that bad guy! Get that bad guy! Let me see your hands! Press him! Yeah, buddy! Get that bad guy!
Oh, he's still saying it.
Yeah, buddy! Get that bad guy! Stop fighting! Stop fighting! Yeah, buddy! Press him! Yeah, buddy! Get that bad guy! Yeah, buddy! Yeah! Okay. Yeah, buddy! Come get it! Go hands on! Got it! Get his arm! Don't fight! Let go! He's got my arm. Just fucking relax. One on. I got one on. I'm trying. You got his shirt off. You're off the ball. You have to off the arm. I think it is.
I think he's still on him. Okay. Now he's off. Damn, that was a long time. Also, I want to point out, too, I saw that there were a lot of federal marshals with them. So I don't know if this dude had done some serious shit or I don't know the background behind it. But I don't know. What's your take on that one, 401?
If the marshals were after this guy, chances are, he wasn't a burglary suspect. He was probably, he could have been anything from like a serial rapist to a murderer. The marshals aren't going to chase somebody just for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or somebody small time, if you will. I don't know what to call it. But honestly, watching that video completely made me cringe. There was absolutely no reason whatsoever for them to send that dog at that point in time. Maybe beforehand. Maybe if they were chasing him and, before they knew he was going to give up or whatever, that'd be different. But
yeah,
the fact that his hands, he was on his knees. What was he going to do? You know what I mean? Like, get out, handcuff him, and that would have been the end of it. But to send that dog,
yeah,
dude, he's got a lawsuit all day long. There's no way.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like, and by the way, everyone, we're not trying to do any armchair quarterbacking here on this video, but I kind of feel like they said it was a high speed chase, so his adrenaline might have been going, and he looked like the lead car in the pursuit. He's the first one that pulled up the Canine, and so he just pulled up, saw the guy, and popped the door and let the dog out. Like maybe the adrenaline was just going a little bit too much.
Yeah, but still, I support cops and stuff, but I'm not going to stand up for bad cops.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, man, but you can't let your adrenaline control your judgment.
Agree. Yeah, the guy was already on his knees and had his hands behind his head. So that was kind of a bad one. So there you have our take on it there, guys. He shouldn't have let the canine out when the guy's sitting there like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Press him. Get that bad guy.
Yeah. He keeps saying
Well, and that's the other thing. Let me add one more thing in here. And this is, I forgot to mention this before. The fact that he says, "Quit fucking resisting me." What is he supposed to do when he's getting his ass chewed by a canine? Like, what do you just expect him to like to sit? Sir, can you please get your dog? Like, it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like people's adrenaline are going in pain and everything else. You can't. I don't know. I have not seen that video, and I hope I don't see it again because that really made me cringe.
Yeah. I agree with you. So there you go, guys. I wanted to get that's why I wanted to get you on here for one, because you worked with canines and things like that before, and I just wanted to get your take on it. And I think everybody's pretty happy that that you were able to come on here and do this. And thanks for watching this stuff with me, man.
Oh yeah, dude, I appreciate you having me, man.
You guys want to fire off any more questions before we get off here?
Can a Chihuahua be a police dog?
It can be a mascot.
Yeah, I mean, he could find all the Taco Bell in the city.
Yeah, man. The canines might eat it, but what are some of the calls used for canines?
Oh, that's a good question. It really depends on what your dog was trained in. Like mine was trained in Dutch. Some dogs are trained in German. The reason why they use different languages is because a lot of the bad guys were learning the commands for the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of steer away from German now. They use a lot of Dutch. I've actually heard Chinese.
Wow.
They use Chinese. So they use kind of weird languages that you wouldn't expect. But like I said, my dog's language was Dutch. So to get him to let go of a bite was loesch. So I would kind of yell that, and you have to be kind of guttural when you say it too. Like you can't just like whisper, "Hey, can you loesch, please?"
Yeah.
Like it doesn't work on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, different languages, just depends on the dog.
Let's see. Does Donut have a dick stash?
Yes.
You heard it here, folks. Oh man, I picked the wrong time to stream Game of Thrones season premieres on. That's another reason I wanted to kind of wrap this up, is because I'm recording it right now. Mandy's going to be home soon, and there's probably a lot of people on here that do want to watch that. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. 401, thank you so much for getting on here and hanging out with us, dude.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it.
And everyone, go check out 401's channel. How many subs you got now? You have 400,000 yet?
No, not yet. I wish. I think 347.
347. He's at 347,000 subs. Awesome vlogger. Knows way more about policing than I do. Has some great lessons on there. A lot of commonly asked questions that people want to know about police officers. You can find them on 401's channel. But you guys are great. Thank you very much. 401, again, thank you, man. Thank you for being on here. It was awesome.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I am ending the stream now. Everyone have a good night and enjoy Game of Thrones.